Hey guys, what's going on? Jake here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the title of this video. So, I have actually been rather hesitant to talk about Smash Bros. 5, frankly because everybody, their mother, their uncle's brother, yada yada yada, have been doing videos upon this topic, or just Smash Bros. 5 in general, for the past 3 weeks. And it's kind of still a, I guess, leading trend. So many people are doing it. Basically, everybody has already said that needs to be said about this game in only 3 weeks into its release, excuse me, 3 weeks up into its release announcement, I guess if you want to call it that. But with that being said, I've just kind of been off the radar for this game, even though I really, really have been wanting to dive into it. The passion's there, but realistically speaking, I don't. There's not a whole lot of reason for me to, but I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm going to talk about it. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about not necessarily the potential, but how I would kind of like to see Sora represented into Smash Brothers. And I guess that's kind of what I'll call this video, and I guess future videos on a similar topic, how I would like blank to be represented in Smash Brothers. So I guess that can actually range from a lot more than just characters. I guess like trophies and whatnot can kind of go into that. But anyway, I digress. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Sora from Kingdom Hearts being represented into Smash Bros. 5 as a character. So throughout the past, 16 years? I think it was just the other day. It was Kingdom Hearts' 16th year anniversary. So it's actually pretty funny to think about it, that you're older than your favorite game franchise. But anyway, because normally, you're born and there are already like 3 games of said franchise. But anyway, sorry. So this franchise has been going on for a rather long time, pretty much more than 90% of my livelihood. So I decided, not necessarily decided, but just as a natural fan of the franchise, I would love to see this character portrayed into a fighting game as big as Smash Brothers. Now, I know a lot of Final Fantasy fans kind of, lost their minds when Noctis was announced for Tekken. The only issue, I think, with that would have been Final Fantasy and Tekken don't necessarily have anything to coincide with, other than the fact that they're, I guess, PlayStation games. But even then, Final Fantasies 1 through 6 were all on Nintendo consoles. 7 was the first one on a PlayStation, to my knowledge, and then everything afterwards has been Sony. So I don't know. It's that's actually a good thing to research upon, I guess. That actually is really interesting, especially when you consider Cloud Strife and the Smash 4. But anyway. So, as for all of the Kingdom Hearts games, the very first Kingdom Hearts game released in 2002 was released on the PlayStation 2. The second one, Chain of Memories, was released on the Game Boy Advanced, later to be remastered for the PlayStation 2. After Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out for the PlayStation 2, Birth by Sleep for the PlayStation Portable, Recoded and 358 out of 2 days for the Nintendo DS, Dream Drop Distance for the Nintendo 3DS, and I feel like I'm leaving one out, but I can't really put my finger on it. So, Dream Drop Distance for the 3DS, and then I guess if you want to count 0.2 as a new game, when really it's just a tutorial for Kingdom Hearts 3 for the PS4. And then ever since 2013, we've been getting new remasters of each and every game thus far. So we've had 3 trilogies, 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, and I guess if you want to include Union Cross, Unchained Key, whatever Square Enix has decided to call it this month, that released on, I guess, browser and mobile, whatever you want to call it for, but that's available too. That's an online MMO game, which is really, really fun. But personally, I don't play it just due to, data and whatnot, so storage stuff. But regardless, I would love to see Sora represented in the Smash Bros. As a character. Not only does he have relationship with Nintendo, honestly more than Cloud ever has, but his moveset is really, really unique, especially when you consider Kingdom Hearts 3 as an oncoming release. Kind of like how they did with Corrin, I believe, from Smash Bros. 5, how they released Corrin into the game, as a promotion for Corrin's Fire Emblem game that was setting to release that same year, or whatever it was, I think. So what they could do is if they do incorporate Sora into Smash Bros. 5, they could utilize some of his, I guess, Keyblade transformations into some of his attacks, or you know, like different melee attacks. For example, if you like hold down A, then the Keyblade can transform into those Keyblade guns. And then you know, shoot for like a millisecond, kind of like a stun attack like Mega Man, but it's like a 3-burst shot and not nearly as like damage effective. I guess it has more knockback than damage output, but regardless, that would kind of be a cool way to go. However, since the Keyblade transformation isn't necessarily a prime feature of Sora's moveset, I could see that not actually being implemented, rather than just, you know, a normal 3-strike, you know, standard combo, and then the whole aerial whatnot that Sora has from Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora's aerial strikes are like massive. Like I think there's like an 18 combo chain, and that's only in standard form. Like if you were in final form, I believe it goes up to like 32 maybe? I don't know. It could even be like bigger than that, but and when I say like a combo hit, I mean like each hit with your Keyblade. For Final Form 2, Final Form actually, the Keyblades, his primary weapon of choice, just kind of float around him, and they attack any enemies that they kind of, you know, come across. And then obviously you can press the button yourself and attack for yourself, but you know, that's just something cool and gimmicky to think about for something else. So concerning his moveset for like his standard melee attacks, I could see them just being, you know, normal Keyblade hits on the floor, like the 1-2-3 combo from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. His aerials obviously would be really, really neat. As for now, this is one thing that I have not necessarily quote unquote considered, but just thought about concerning his down aerial. Would it be something similar to like Toon Link or Link from Smash 4? Because Toon Link's is like a straight down like sword, spear, strike kind of thing, whereas Link's is more like a pogo stick. I believe for a while it was just called, you know, the pogo stick of death. So this all being said and done, it would honestly, I would like to see how they would incorporate Sora's moveset, I guess. His down A could kind of be similar to Sonic's. But yeah, I guess, where he does like the kick, but not nearly as fast, and instead of a kick, he would obviously be spearing his Keyblade down. If I recall, that's something from his Dream Drop Distance moveset. Flow motion does seem to kind of be a staple from now on, at least with games involving Sora, since Dream Drop Distance. And in all honesty, flow motion is such a busted mechanic. It makes Sora really, really strong, without really any cause to be. So flow motion, I don't necessarily see being used as like a main method of effectiveness in Smash Brothers. It could probably be something that Sora could use for like wall jumping, to where, you know, when he hooks onto a wall to wall jump, similar to like Mario and Link and whatnot, he could obviously get the flow motion glow, and then he could burst really fast into any given direction. So it would kind of be a mix of Sheik's wall jump, Sheik, Greninja, Bayo, you name it. And then when you release from the wall, it could be kind of like Pikachu's up B, or up special, whatever you want to call it, quick attack. So that would be something that would be really, really cool for, I guess, just Sora in general, if they would incorporate flow motion. One of the highly, I guess, debatable topics for Sora is what his specials would be. So if you guys have ever played the fan game Super Smash Flash 2, Sora is actually a character on there. They have a full-fledged moveset for him. Sprite-wise, they use the sprite from Chain of Memories, but with his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit, I believe. So in there, they have his specials being like Strike Raid, I believe that's the name of it, Fire, Thunder, Blizzard, things like that. A lot of people do think that those would kind of be the easiest ways to go about Sora's special moves. However, in Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora has these special moves that they're physical melee moves, but they take up your magic. I believe in that one they're called limits, maybe? I don't know. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 1 in ages. But Sonic Rave is a good one. Strike Raid is a good one. Arcanum. And there are Ragnarok. There are a whole lot more. Or actually, not a whole lot. I think that's actually all of them. Maybe one or two more. My favorite is Sonic Rave, where he just kind of like boosts and whatnot. I could see that kind of being his side special. If they were to incorporate those limit moves, I guess I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. Yeah, because in Kingdom Hearts 2 it's limit form. So yeah, if they would incorporate the limits into his main special moves, then I could kind of see, you know, Sonic Rave and Strike Raid and whatnot being his primary use for his specials. However, if they do want to stick to more, I guess, easier methods of just special moves, they could just utilize, you know, his magic. Like, let me think, you know, just like Firaga, Thundaga, Blizzarga, I think. I don't necessarily remember the names. But I could see those happening. As for what special there'll be, that's kind of hard to determine. If they were to do those magic attacks with Sora's in Smash Brothers, down B could be Thunder, just kind of like how Pikachu's is. I guess the magic, like Sora's magic, could be compared to Robin's from Smash 4, especially in terms of like the book, because that could represent Sora's magic points, MP. Although Cloud had MP2 in Final Fantasy VII, but they never really, you know, utilized on that. So it's really, you know, up in the air and whatnot. But for Final Smash, what could that be? Well, Sora has quite a number of Final Smash options available to him. As I mentioned earlier, Final Form is an option. He could switch into Final Form, which is just a transformation where he wields 2 Keyblades without even necessarily, you know, holding them. He just kind of does it with his mind, I guess, from being a Keyblade Master. But psych, he didn't pass the Mark of Mastery exam. So, I guess he could go Final Form and just kind of, you know, fly around the stage like Supersonic, although that does seem kind of lame. He could perform a Trinity Limit with Donald and Goofy, but that also seems kind of lame and really gimmicky. What else? I don't know, he could summon the Gummy Ship into a Captain Falcon. That's just, there's a lot of potential for his Final Smash, and honestly, I think what would be really cool is if it's similar to Shulk's from Smash 4, to where, you know, he does one really close strike-up attack, but he calls for his buddies and pals and whatnot. So I would really, really like it if he, Riku, Roxas, maybe Donald and Goofy kind of like all, you know, battle upon the enemy. I think that would be really, 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 really cool. And it would be a way to kind of get those other Kingdom Hearts characters into the game without necessarily getting them into the game. So that I would love to death if they would incorporate kind of, you know, like a Shulk Final Smash for Sora. As for his costume designs, this is probably the favorite aspect of Sora that I could see me personally enjoying from Smash 5, aside from the fact that he's in the game, is being his costume choices. Sora's clothes have changed drastically throughout the years. There's this Kingdom Hearts 1 outfit, which resembles Mickey Mouse, Kingdom Hearts 2, which still kind of pays tribute to Mickey Mouse, but it more so, you know, goes into the Final Fantasy realm. There's all of his forms from Kingdom Hearts 2. Limit, which is just his Kingdom Hearts 2 clothes colored into his Kingdom Hearts 1. Valor form, which is bright red. Wisdom form, which is bright blue. Master form, which is bright yellow. Final form, which is bright white. I don't know why I'm saying bright with all these. Anti-form, or anti, whichever you want to call it, which is black. And in all honesty, that would be similar to Dark Link or Dark Toon Link's costume choice. Although Anti-Sora actually does have his own moveset because he kind of becomes more animal-like. So that wouldn't, canon-wise, make a whole lot of sense. There's this Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit, obviously, and his, I guess if you want to consider his Dream Drop Distance, his Dream Drop Distance one, then there's that too. But that's really it for Sora. I guess what would be really cool is if with each different costume the Keyblade changes. So there, I guess, quote-unquote, are some specific Keyblades that are lined up with specific forms. Now, within Kingdom Hearts 2, you can make them, you can make each form hold any specific Keyblade you want, but I think, not necessarily in the manga, but I think what the fans just kind of like to picture in their head is like, yep, this is canon, is Valor form has a Star Seeker, Wisdom form has, I think, just the Kingdom Key, Master form has Oblivion and Kingdom Key, and Final form has Oathkeeper and Kingdom Key. Maybe, I don't know for sure. But, you know, that would be really cool, is if depending on what costume you pick, you get a different Keyblade. But obviously the moveset and everything would stay the same. They wouldn't, you know, give you any side perks and whatnot like they do in Kingdom Hearts. But that's just, you know, something cool to consider. Another thing to really think about is, like, if that were doable, because I do believe that Disney owns the rights to the characters, is if, like, the trophies and whatnot within Smash 4, or excuse me, 5, would be like Riku, Roxas, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, things like that. But stages is also a really interesting thing to bring up. There's obviously Destiny Islands, there's all of the Disney worlds, but that's highly not likely. Traverse Town, Twilight Town, Daybreak Town, Castle Oblivion I feel is probably the most likely. That or the world that never was. Maybe even the Keyblade Graveyard, which is kind of like the final destination of Kingdom Hearts within the lore. Destiny, I could probably see something similar to like the Fire Emblem stage, where you know, the platforms and everything transition to different sceneries. I could kind of see that going on for Kingdom Hearts, excluding the Disney worlds, because obviously nobody wants to listen to the Atlantica theme track. But yeah, I could kind of see that happening as well. So I know I didn't necessarily go in depth into Sora's moveset of, like, you know, how much range his Keyblade will have, how much damage output it'll do. This was just kind of like a brainstorming thing. I don't have a script or anything for this. I'm probably going to be lazy and hardly edit any of this. But yeah, so guys, if you like videos like this where I just kind of rant about character options, I guess, in Smash Brothers, whether it be Smash 5 or anything for that matter, let me know. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is Jake, logging out. Peace.